Hey everyone, welcome to session 68 of the Sphere Power Campaign. We're going to call this session contingencies for a reason that hopefully will be made clear before we end today's session. Last time around, we had a bunch of technical difficulties and a few people couldn't make it, so we didn't really accomplish too much, so there's not much new to update since last time. But basically, the party still finds themselves in the playground of Phoenix, the lost ruins of a decadent resort-like slash amusement park type uh, destination for the wealthy of the era, which goes back 1,000 years. And they've run into a few little troublesome areas, more amusing than necessarily dangerous, but as the party has proceeded deeper into the ruins, it's becoming a little bit more, creating a little bit more sense of caution. And sure enough, in the current environment, they have found a bathhouse and unleashed a wraith that managed to do some pretty serious damage to our paladin. He extracted his vengeance, and we are still all up and running. But we now have a whole bunch of skeletons incoming. So the party finds themselves in the middle of their second round of combat. Varric is up, and I believe we are all ready to go.
And there goes Jim, right?
Well,
Nope, that was not me.
No, no, of course that was Dan. Just as we're getting ready for him.
No, that's me. I'm on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still here.
Oh, I was logging in my second instance. That's what it is on my tablet, so I can see the.
Was that Alex?
I should have two instances on now, so I can see the combat tracker.
Okay, cool. That does
No,
help.
I'm here.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, someone dropped in and out, but everyone appears to be here. All right. So anyway,
I have no idea.
good old technology. They love to keep changing it on us. All right, Varric. So
Yes.
you are down in the southwest corner of the room at the moment. You've got two skeletons, not flanking you, but to your front. And your brother is at the other end of the bath, the empty bath wall pit to the south.
Yeah, he'll be all right. I'm gonna swing on these skeletons with some schmite.
Smite those skeletons.
Schmite them.
Okay, now remind me which way to smite, Maddie.
What do you mean? No, you just divine
Just
smite,
a
not
smite
any
to
of the
the left.
spells.
No spells, just divine smite.
Correct.
So how do I swing with divine smite?
You
This
gotta target them and turn on the divine smite.
Like this.
Yes, and then hit with the attacks.
Okay, which one's your main hand?
Hammer.
Hammer. Refined light hammer. Wow.
Yep.
On 15. Why didn't it go on 15?
Well, you activated it, but you didn't target the skeleton. Oh, there it goes.
I just dragged it on him.
Yep, that works.
All right. I don't see the combat tracker on the shared screen. Or I do. It's underneath the map though. Okay. So I can't tell if I'm seeing. Okay, I thought I was. So it's control click, right? Control click.
Yeah, it's targeted 30, skeleton 30 now. I got the tracker visible on the shared screen.
Oh, it's because it's on me. Hold on.
Yeah, you got to click on the Varric token and then do it.
Varric token.
Nope.
So still selecting me. Hold on. Varric token.
There we go.
There we go. Sweet. So that was a 15. Varric refined light hammer. Okay, attack. Let's see if this works, buddy. It's only it's a light hammer, a 1d4 plus 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
It's the bonuses that make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pal, dying.
Yeah.
Take control. Attack 46. Double checking is whatever. Turning on the smite. Where is it? Divine Smite. This one. And offhand. What's your offhand? The mace?
No, still the hammer.
Oh, it's one hand and another hand. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Dying. Cool.
Nice. 2 down. Boom.
And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Oh, I like the little splotchies. Okay, I see the splotchies
Yeah.
now.
All
Cool.
right.
Don't forget to mark off the spell slots, because spell slots is what powers the divine smite.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that ends your turn.
Correct.
So what is it? First level?
Yeah, first level.
Okay. It doesn't let me do that.
That's okay. I will take care of it. So at this
Huh.
point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more skeletons become aware of 6 more of them.
That's cool.
Many of them are grouped together. What a shame.
I hope you're not going to waste a fireball on 4 skeletons, though. Seriously.
How is that a waste?
Yeah.
Says any wizard ever.
This is true. Well, you know, when you're running low on spell points and spell slots.
But any time's a good time for a fireball, according to a wizard. So
That's-
it's never a waste.
Kind of the camp I'm sitting in.
Yeah.
All right, so that one moves forward. That's number 29. Number 49, where are you at? 49's coming at you from over here.
Oh, excuse me.
And we've got number 50 coming at you from down here. 5. So 50
What are you doing?
is in range of Varric.
Let's go.
There we go. All right. And since he's closed into melee distance, he's going for at you with his short sword, going for a low attack. And he manages to hit you in the upper thigh.
I'm cool with it.
Ooh, for max damage, no less. Bitter little skeleton.
Not so cool with it.
All right, number 17. Where are you at? You're back up in the northeast corner. 15. Number 23. You're also up there. Yeah, you're right. They were all clustered up there. Okay, and Feckish. So, yeah, not too bad timing because you see these guys coming down the galley. Remember, you are 10 feet above the level that that group of skeletons is on.
Uh-huh.
And they do seem to be aware at least of red dress up above them. But they're not running. Oh yeah, so these purple areas just north and south of each of the galleys are the stairways up to this platform. So you can go over the railing if you want to. You have clear shots for any kind of ranged weapons. But if you actually want to go down, you can either hop over or you can come around the stairs, which is where likely they will come up. But they did not come up these stairs.
I'm just where I want to be right now.
Yep, kind of thought so. But yeah, you're up.
Already got that one targeted. So we're going to go
Pew pew.
pew pew spiritual hammer, which is already, if I remember right, still out.
Yeah, I think it should be.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oof. Do.
Well, I was trying to protect Haig. Hopefully I didn't hit him.
Interesting. Interesting. Ooh, this has some potential.
Uh-oh.
This has some really serious potential. Okay. Let's see.
Your
So
amusement is never a good thing.
this was 23 you were targeting, right?
No, 31. One next to Haig.
Oh, 31. This is gonna okay, so slight change, but all right. So skeleton 31, where are you at, dude? You're up here. Make this effective. Okay, he's got the right target. So this is gonna look weird at first, but yep, he did it. He pulled it off. As you hit him with the spiritual hammer, he manages to dodge by getting Haig in the way. He uses Haig as a shield, and
Sorry, Haig.
and your hammer hits Haig instead of
Oh,
Oh boy.
skeleton.
sorry, Haig. I
I know
tried.
you want.
So roll for damage, but keep in mind your target needs to be Haig, not the skeleton.
So I untarget the skeleton, then target Haig, and then roll for damage. Is that how it works?
Yes, please.
So oh, I hate hitting people I like. Roll low. Oh, crap. Sorry, Haig.
It feels bad. Is it bad?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Could have been worse.
Just be glad that you're not the druid in animal form.
And that probably should effectively end my turn. Well, that's what I get for missing a session.
Something is not computing right on here. All right.
Untarget.
Inside the party sheet, it seems to think that you have 50. Haig has 50 of 58 health hit points. You actually have only 27 hit points according to my calculations.
So it took as temporary, but didn't count the wound.
I think it's not respecting the negative I have on the temporary hit points. And
Yeah.
so it's not really showing it, but I wanted to put it in there so I would remember exactly how many hit points he gets back when he does re-heal.
Sure.
So yeah,
I just saw him with the minus 23 and thought, oh, I should probably protect him.
not hit him again.
Not hit him again.
Yeah, no kidding. And That's weird because I thought he already was down a few points and it only took off the eight just now, but he's
Yeah,
already-
it's been a little confusing trying to track all that.
Yeah, I know. And my apologies. I probably should know a better means of handling it, but part of the
sorry.
problem is because I'm used to wraiths doing that damage a lot differently than it wants me to handle it. So we're not going to make it any more complicated. We're just going to leave you at where you're at, but understand you're at 27 hit points right now. And 23 of those missing hit points you're not getting back until you have a permanent rest or a long rest. All right, so with that, Pekesh has finished his turn, but he ain't here. We don't need no stinking camels. They're all hopefully kicking it in not too much heat. Oh, that reminds me. Calendar. For your records, Alex, there's your timestamp. So given that it's around midnight, they should be doing okay up there. And we are now at round 3. Kaylee, you are up.
All right. Just a minute. You put a timestamp in. I have to put it in my notes now. Okay. Let's see. We'll go after that one. And we will. We'll just
Instead of
do-
puffing out, and then get me a bucket of soapy water for washing the plate, please. Oh, sorry, guys.
No, no problem.
Varric is still up, right?
Yep,
So let's
still up and slaying.
So I get all those dices. And there we go. And we'll do a little like loop the loop or something. Because we can.
Right, I'm standing on Kaoli's shoulder with my little flying goggles, my scarf flapping in the wind, doing a T pose on the shoulder. I do a backflip off the shoulder, land, and then convert into elven form.
I love the sound of pain in your voice as you do that.
And I will summon Earth to erupt from the ground.
Ooh.
Let me just draw a grid.
There he is. Okay, another splotch. Ooh. Okay, that was all.
And that grid now represents difficult terrain.
Gotcha. And it looks like you took out all 3 of them.
And
Yes, you did.
I turn toward Kaoli, give it a thumbs up, and go, now that is how you use magic.
That was definitely an impressive eruption.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Haig. You are now up. Let's see where we're at. So you still got the one skeleton standing behind you to the southeast.
Well, what fun is that?
Well, without your brother to help you flank him, I'm sure you can find some reasonable alternatives.
Well, even with 3 swings, I'm only going to get.
Yeah, no one
we'll
else.
see.
No one else is standing is in melee range for you.
Oh, I'm still Varick. Okay, correct. All right. Sunblade.
A 6 still hits. Nice.
Heavy.
Not,
Barthel.
not quite enough damage to him, but I guess it's good you have that extra hit, attack. Barthel. Ah,
Max.
there we go. That's a telling blow.
Oh, they're all over there.
I'd say you pretty much bisected it across its spine. And just
I'm gonna
crumbled
say
it.
6 inches of spine is easy to swing at.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, let me see, 5, 10. What is that? That's going to be 60. Max range is 60. So with that direction, though, I have an opportunity of missing that one and hitting another, though.
Keep in mind those blue circles are columns. They obscure your vision. I
Oh,
don't
dumb.
have a direct line on those 4. But
All right,
you could still do, yeah, you could still step to the side. That will definitely give you a clear run on them.
So, yeah, let's do 30. Let's do my 30 feet. Yeah. And I guess that'll end me.
Okay. Redreth, let's say the wizard. You definitely got a
Can
nice.
you hear me?
We can hear you now. You definitely have a
Okay,
nice
good.
little advantage over them. I would actually say you probably have a automatic +2 given your height advantage on them at the moment.
Yeah, I want to spend a 2nd level spell slot and create a flaming sphere.
And
Basically,
drop it.
right here above them, and then take it and ram it that way right into these 2 right here. I don't think I can get more than just 2 with one thing, but I'm gonna. Or does it do its damage if I land it right in the middle of all of them? Will it get all 4 of them?
I'm thinking it might. Let me take a look and
For the first turn.
I know I need to ram it into them after the first turn to make it do damage. That's why I was thinking I might need to create it a kind of above and back a little bit and then diagonally down ram it into them.
let's see. 5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in an unoccupied space within range and lasts for the duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make a dexterity saving throw. Creature takes 2 on a failed save or half as much on a successful. Oh, you can move the sphere up to 30 feet. Okay, and all right, so you can cast it, but then you can take a bonus action to move it. But since it is 5 feet and it does not appear to have an area effect, I would say at best you're going to be able to hit 3 of them, but not all 4.
Okay.
3 is better than none.
Yeah,
So
you can either target 29 and get the 3 on the left, or you can target 1 and get the 3 on the top.
I will
target 1 mostly because they're closer to the stairs
that might lead up.
to me. So
But I see the logic in that.
Yeah. So alrighty, so let me
cast that.
Oh, I should have
Targeted them first.
Okay.
Effects and remove that, and then
Actually, I don't think you have to because
Oh, it's concentration.
my dancing lights go away.
oh yeah, that's right.
So Hope you guys can see.
Because I'm casting it anyways. So
yeah,
yeah.
So you can go ahead and target the 3 that you're going for, and then hit the die marker to roll their saves, and then hit the damage. That should work.
Okay.
Got them all targeted. So now there that.
That's 30 points.
They're a little damaged. I'll put a circle out there for them. There we are. And there is the flaming sphere.
There we go.
And that will be it for my turn.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh, I'm at a loss with
Everybody.
Okay, no,
I can hear you.
I'm still here. Yeah, I was getting a little confused because it wasn't letting me remove individual pointers out of.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
All right,
Very
so
good.
Barak, you are now up.
Oh, well, my flaming sphere is concentration, so it stays around.
That's right, but let's see. Do you wounded? You didn't take out anyone? Oh, bummer.
No, it only did 3
Points of damage. So they're all damaged, but the sphere is just
And now looking
chilling
at you,
right there between them.
and now looking at you.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Okay,
So-
Barak, you're up.
Excuse me.
And of course, you
All
see
right.
a really cool backlit flame pop up around the corners. Let's see. Kaeli and Mizram do have a clear view of them. Actually, everyone has a clear view of them.
Vark will just start closing the distance on the skeletons. Can I get near? Dang, I can't quite get near Hay. All right, yeah, that'll be my turn.
You got anything throwable?
Nope.
There we go. Okay. Keep feel like they keep changing the map interface. Does different things, different weeks. All right, so you've moved up there to the edge of the bath. Remember that's some level with the floor, so that's content below you. The blue things are the only things that are standing up in your way.
Okay. Yeah, that's my turn.
No ranged attack.
Nope.
All right, so where you
I
are
got
now,
nothing.
though, that blue column does kind of obscure a good portion of them. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, yeah, you can't really see the flaming sphere, but it is casting long shadows off of them, and you can definitely see those.
Good deal.
All right, skeleton 1. Well, let's see. So Redreth, he's got a flaming sphere in front of him. He's at least aware enough that he wants to get away from it. He's not going to go towards it. So guess what option he has.
Toward the wizard.
He has just enough to get up. All right, so skeleton 1 is going to target the wizard.
No interest to go to the edge, huh?
To go where?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm talking to my wife.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
unmuted again.
Okay, got Redreth targeted. He's going for you with the short sword. And he misses, much to your delight. Number 29, he's in a slightly different predicament. He's going to actually run away from the sphere. So 5, he cannot make it down to Hague. But he does, however, have a short bow, and he's going to make use of that. So he is now going to target Hague. Come on. I hope if I grab the right thing. There we go. And shoots at the bow with the bow. This one should miss. Yes. So Hague avoids that attack. 17. He's going to follow his other buddy up the stairs and come after the wizard. You go fire and no fire bolts at me. And 2 misses. Armor manages to prove worthy.
I was ready to
Throw shield up if he actually hit. So
23 makes it past 29. But for whatever reason, chooses not to pull out his short bow, continuing to hold his short sword. Feckish. You now have both of them below you, and these two seem to be oblivious to the fact that you are right above them.
Oh, goody. So, tactical question, because I have not done this before. Using channel divinity, is there a range to that for destroy undead?
Good question. I do not believe so. I think that's a question I've had on several other occasions too with 5th edition. Let me double check something though.
And then the other question I have is, how would I go about doing that? Do I select all appropriate targets within the given range? That
Alex?
caveat. And
Alex?
how would I roll for that?
Alex, you there?
I might be able to answer that one. If I'm
Oh, hi. Sorry. Brain checked out. What's the question?
Oh, we can let Mizram go ahead.
about to say, if I remember last time I played a cleric, you select all the targets like you would hit them in melee, who's in range, and then you just click on the button. It should roll for them all. I can't see your character sheet, but I take it Alex probably set up your character sheet to turn undead.
Well, under channel divinity, I have destroy undead, but it doesn't have anything other than just destroy undead. Channel divinity gives me, I can roll for cast, and then it's either turned or not. But I don't know because if that's different between turn undead or destroyed undead.
So the difference is you can only destroy undead once you hit a certain level of cleric,
Right.
and you can only destroy up to a certain CR.
Right.
And I believe that you have to target them and have them roll their saves.
Okay.
And then if they are of the appropriate CR and they failed their save, they are destroyed. Otherwise, if they failed their saves, they are turned.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's give that a shot then.
So they are 1/4 challenge rating, so they definitely are eligible to be destroyed. So yeah, go
I
ahead.
think that's everybody.
I just looked in playing handbook, and at level 8 you can 1 or lower challenging rating should be destroyed.
Yep. So yeah, they're clearly inside. He doesn't even need the 8th level because they're a 1/4, and at 5th he can still destroy 1/2. So anyone that saves goes poof. Doesn't save goes poof. All right. So let's see. 1 is still around. 17 is dead. 23 is dead.
So the 2 that survived, are they turned?
Yes, they are turned.
Okay then.
Getting
Oh,
turned.
wait a minute. Is that right?
I think so.
No, hold on. I don't think so let me double check something. To start with two, so turn them down. Wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute until it takes any damage. It turned, yeah, no, it's not turned. Neither of the two are turned. You just destroyed 23 and 17 now.
So do you make the saves on that, or is that my cast as part of their save?
It automatically triggers them to make a saving roll
Ah,
as
okay.
part of the way that your spell has been defined.
Got it. So one from both pairs are toast.
Yep.
And that ends my turn.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to figure out. They changed the interface on me again. I don't have a thing to delete them. I guess I have to wound them fully first. So 17. Yep. Wound them fully, and then I can delete them, and then 23. Wound. Delete. That's interesting. All right, so that's 2 more down. And that way they are out of the range of the flaming sphere at this point. So that doesn't have any impact. And round 4, Kaylee, you are up. One you cannot see. He's on the other side of the column between it and Fekish. The other one,
But I can see this one.
yes, you can, but keep in mind he is 10 feet up and is behind a railing. You do need to have a -2 on your any ranged attack.
So take 2 off of your +12 shot.
Exactly.
Okay, so I am 40 feet in the air,
Never mind.
and I have sharpshooter. If I was on the ground, then I would have led with sharpshooter. But I'm 40 feet in the air.
You're doing one of those Scarlet Witch. I'm raising in the air before I smite you type shit.
Yes.
And if they had just a bit more intelligence, they might know enough to be scared. Case in point.
It explodes in bones, into a pile of bones and bone dust.
And I'm sorry, it's not dying. It's obliterated. It's vaporized. It's non-existent. It's toast. All right. Mizram, you're up.
Right.
You definitely do not see the last remaining one.
Right. I guess.
However, you're in elf form at the moment. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't quite have your animal senses, so you can't quite pinpoint it, but you can still see the long shadow coming off of him to the south from the flaming sphere that's behind him.
Miz dropped out of weasel form?
Yeah, he did an acrobatic backflip off your shoulder and went into elf form.
Okay, I missed that part, apparently.
Yeah. It happens.
I will move down like this. And then firing from my hand will be a Thorn Whip.
A bullwhip? Are you? I don't think you're close enough for a bullwhip.
And I will drag.
Miz, what's the range on that?
It should be, if I remember correctly, 30 feet. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I didn't read the length. I apologize. I'll have to move closer towards you instead of the direction I went.
Yep. So either another attack or choose a different endpoint for your move.
Yeah. So I would have moved, like jumped into the hole to get closer to him, and hopefully that would have fixed the problem.
Well, no, because then you're going to be too low and you won't be able to see him. You're
Oh,
gonna
I
have-
won't be able to see him.
yeah, you would probably have to be more running up. So you were here. You can move 5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
You can come down here and you'll have an obstructed chance to hit him. You'll be in range, but the pillar could get in the way. So,
I rolled 24. Would that hit with whatever minuses you would have gave me?
yeah, probably do just fine. I was gonna say probably a -2 for cover, but yeah, I doubt that's gonna override that. So, all right. In that position, you're able to kind of slam him up against the grab him with the bullwhip, and I guess
Yeah, and I would have pulled him towards me, so he would have probably bounced off the pillar.
I'd say that probably was the bulk of the damage. I gotta say,
Yeah.
piercing damage for a whip doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah,
Mm.
deep
But then
bludgeoning or
again,
grapple.
grapple definitely. Would it be a bludgeon?
Depending on if you use it right.
I think
I'd
it's.
say
I would,
like a slash.
I would say it's more of a slash.
Okay. Yeah, a slash as opposed to piercing. That would make sense.
I mean, you
They're
think about
trying
the kind of mark that it leaves for sure.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a laceration more than a puncture.
Yep. Okay, so for future reference, I actually am going to make that a call. Whip damage is slashing, not piercing.
Yeah, I
I
think
won't worry about recoding it, but if it becomes an issue of discussion, we're going to consider it a slashing weapon.
I think the reason why it coded like that is because it like a whip with a giant thorns on it. I think that why. So
Yeah.
as you whip it round, it wraps round them, the thorns sticking to people like it appears in manner. So I think that how they imagine the spell. So I think that why it
That
is
sounds
how
more
it
like
is.
that sounds more like 1/9 of a cat of nine tails, but we'll go with it.
Hmm.
All right, so you did hit it, you did damage, but you didn't kill it. It's interesting how easy they seem to go sometimes and how resilient they can amazingly be. And I'm sorry, that one that deflected the spiritual hammer onto Haig, that was an impressive move for a skeleton. All
Well,
right,
you know, you got to be creative when you critically fumble.
yeah, that was the best thing I could do because it said that he countered the attack. I'm like, he's too close. He can't hit. Oh no, but he can hit his friend. All right, Haig, you get to have the last word. Can you do so? Can you put the period on this paragraph?
Stupid mute button.
It's like, where did he go?
I have to open the app. I have to get the little menu to pop up on my phone. My hands are wet, so that's not happening.
Well, good thing we're patient.
Okay, so that little guy right there in front of me.
The last man standing.
Oh, cakewalk. I don't want to sit in skeleton pile, so I'll move there. And we'll go. How's my targeting look?
Looks good. Skeleton 29.
Okay.
Is targeted.
Sunblade. Pal. 11. Yeah. Barthel. Pal. What the crud? Maybe I can't. Barthel, do something.
There we go.
Ta-da.
And a 1.
But enough
And he's
to kill it.
dying.
Okay.
He's done.
Bittersweet killing blow.
Almost everybody's going,
Dick.
all right, finish him off, dude.
You killed
Come
him
on,
with a
Haig,
paper
finish him
cut.
off. Hey, you this? Anyway. Okay.
And we get one more splotch. All right. Everything seems still and quiet. Perhaps the last echoing sounds of bones clattering to the floor.
And then
Not,
Well, as soon as we drop out of combat, then we know we're okay. But if we're still in initiative mode, then we're not.
I don't think you could just turn off combat.
You clear initiative, then we're no longer in combat mode.
If you, can you do that from the menu or just zero?
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, you can, it's one of the options.
Initiative. Roll all.
One of the options under the initiative submenu
Clear
should
all
be
initiatives.
clear
There
initiative.
we go.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we're out of combat and we are in the large bathhouse.
Start investigating everything.
Fire everything. All right. Let's see. No, we're not there yet. Uh-oh.
Stupid mute button. I intend to investigate the hole. If I can have a little bit of an assist in my movements because I'm washing my motorcycle. I want to investigate the hole where I lifted out and had the wraith come out. I want to tie something heavy, maybe one. I think I have throwing hand axes. I'm going to tie one of the hand axes to the end of some rope and kind of drop it in there and see how far I can get it to drop down. See if I see a bottom or if it's some sort of slide or if it's what is it? Whatever.
I'm still holding the flaming sphere. I can send that down the hole.
You can, but if it goes far down, it's going to burn up any rope that I send down there. I mean, if it turns, we're only going to see as far as it turns. But yeah, let's give that a whirl.
Or we can pull.
Are there caps on the other pool, on bottom of the other pools? We could always, put the flaming sphere there, pull the cap out of the way, and let the flaming sphere deal with whatever is in the holes.
Water go down the hole. Yeah, I'm up for whatever.
Either way, I can also let it drop and put the lights back in the sky. So
I am unbiased. If we want to work together, I will work together with you on however we want to cook this pig.
Also, how big
is
is
the hole? Is it 5 feet in diameter?
Supposedly big enough for us to get through.
okay?
If it's not 5 feet in diameter, the sphere won't fit. So
They are 2 feet in diameter.
Oh, there you go.
So I'll drop the sphere.
Well, I mean, it's just a flame. It's a sphere of flames, right? I mean, it could probably be constricted.
It's 5 foot
in diameter. That's part of the spell.
Right, but would that be for reach or restriction? I would think that it would have a 5 foot reach.
Yeah, it's fire, so it doesn't necessarily have that kind of mass. Not restrictive mass anyway.
I guess that would be the boss's call.
A 5 foot diameter sphere of fire appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within range and lasts for the duration. So yes, at the moment of casting, I would have to say that the space has to be open. But since it is fire, it should be reasonably malleable. So it's not going to fill it to the volume that it would have otherwise, but the areas that would normally be ignited that are in stone just are not. So yes, you could descend it down there and it would basically fill a 5 foot length section of the
Fire.
But with the caveat of thinking in the future that we can't choose to make it smaller if we wanted to. It's only being smaller because it's
flame and can be contained.
correct. Yeah.
Manipulated based on its environment.
Yep. It's not forced to a fixed size, so I'm not allowing it to compensate for the lost volume, but I am saying that it's not going to prevent it from moving.
Right.
You
Not like a
also
marble.
You'll have to step back from the whole Peg, so that I don't hit you with it when I'm trying to put it into the hole.
Fair enough.
So yeah, so I
We'll
will,
send the fire down the hole, and then we can see what's. Let's see, how far can it get? It can get as far as 60 feet from me before it snuffs itself out.
Well, as you're heading over there, as I said, it's a 2-foot diameter drain pipe. It leads down into darkness. You're guessing at least somewhere around 20 feet. An ancient smell of decay drifts upward and is very noticeable from the sewer beneath.
Ooh, so methane. Possible methane. Possible fireball ignition.
Possible.
Send it, Jim. Send it.
this
Sounds like a Indiana Jones movie.
Suddenly, you hear a cow moo. No, just kidding.
yeah,
I'll send the fire down the hole. See, what do we see when it goes down the 20 feet or whatever? I can go a max of 60. I suppose I got to move over near the hole too.
I could put the cover back on here. See if we hear a boom underneath.
then that gets,
Shot right up to the ceiling.
All right, so you're sending down this flaming sphere first.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Before we go, I'm just sending it down just in case there's some bad guys down there or something.
All right, so you send it down through there, and as you expected, it's about 20 feet drop. And at the bottom there does appear to be a passage that runs to the north out from the tunnel, or from the.
Can we divulge any size of that passage? Does it look walkable? Do we have any?
You can't tell exactly the size, but it looks large enough for at least some of you to get through.
Ooh.
Keep in mind,
Hi.
your perspective from this angle definitely makes it difficult to give an accurate assessment.
I'm willing to go. Anybody
But-
want to go?
I'm down.
My flaming sphere only lasts up to a minute, so it'll go down there, it'll go north a little bit, and then it'll probably just poof out because of the time from combat and whatnot. So
Is it straight down or is it like a slide? Is there any incline? Can I slide down it like a?
The drain itself underneath the where the pipe the drain cap was, that is a vertical drop. The passage to the north appears to be level.
Oh, how much is a dimension door, Jim? What's the cost
do
of
you
a
mean
by how much?
spell cost?
Oh, it's a
Fourth level spell. I've got 2 slots.
How much is that worth keeping gold? Do you want to taxi door me down that pipe? Dimension
oh,
tax.
Because you can't fit down the 2-foot pipe.
No, because it's straight down and I don't necessarily want to leave my rope. Oh, Alex has got that. Grab
She's got the
onto
fancy
rope.
commandable rope.
Yeah, I would say do the
Fancy rope.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna reconnoiter the skeleton parts all over the room.
Okay.
Do you have interest in going down the pipe, Alex?
I have no special interest in going down the pipe, but if people are going down the pipe and they want me to come with, I have no problem.
What are the other options, I guess? What are our other means of exit?
The doors we came in at?
Yeah, all the other entry and egress points that you can see appear to be blocked by collapsed sand. So at this point, the only 2 obvious ones are the ones that came in and the drain pipe.
So in D&D terms, I would say that's our
Yeah.
moving forward point would be through the drain.
So the blue box represents the direction and length of the pipe, at least as much as you can see. as you get closer to it, you can tell that it is about 6 foot wide and 10 feet tall. So there's plenty of room for everyone to get in, at least single file.
And it's only 20 feet.
No, the pipe.
Oh, the room.
The pipe descends 20 feet down to a tunnel that is 6 foot wide, 10 feet tall.
Tracking.
And
All right, we got to make a decision here.
Hager,
I'm
you
either
building
waiting on
now?
Jim or waiting on
I'm-
Alex.
So you need dimension door to get you down past the 2 foot area, right?
No, I think I can. 2 foot wide would be tight, but if it's
Okay.
as broad as me, 2
Right.
feet should
I
do
would
it.
think use the rope and save the spell. The spell would be good for an emergency escape.
Okay.
It's a little tight, but the Goliaths will fit down the 2 foot pipe.
And I thought you had said that last time, but I wasn't sure.
Not a problem. All right. So who is going down and in what order?
Maddie, you want to hold on?
The wizard is not going first.
Yeah.
Hold on
I
to my
think I
rope.
can guess that.
Hold on to my rope, Maddie.
I got you.
And then I go.
I will walk up to Kaoli, go, do you want me to turn back in the weasel and you fly down there? We'll go together as a team again.
You get a shrug.
I will walk up to her and then turn myself into a little weasel.
Another acrobatic mount.
I would try my best.
And you have a flying weasel coming at you.
Lion weasel.
Hear me squeak.
Just to let you know, I have turned into weasel, but I'm not sure if the extension is not working. So
It does show it in the chat dialogue, but yeah, it has not been updating your icon. So I'll check and see if there's another update to TUI's essentials.
Mhm.
Not for today. All right, so you're back on Kaoli's shoulder. I have.
Yeah, I'm down on the ground again.
All right, so I have Haig going first. Redrith, are you going second, or Varric, are you stepping up?
I'm holding the rope.
Oh, okay, so you are up there.
Yeah, I'll go after Haig. That's fine.
All right, so Haig, Redrith, Feckish, what are you doing? Keeping an eye out from the galley?
And wandering around looking at skeletons.
Oh, that's right. So checking to see each of them. So I'm going to move you around to some of those. And let's see.
What the crud? What?
Other than the swords and bows that they were each carrying, none of particular quality. You do not find anything on them.
All right then. I will go and investigate what everybody else is playing around with the hole.
Okay. Haig, you drop down.
I've got the sunblade out for light, as much as I would like to English accent at the moment.
No worries. All right. So I already described your initial impression of the tunnel. 6 feet wide, 10 feet tall from its flat bottom to its arched top. It runs north to the north below the drains. So actually, yeah, it does extend to the south also, probably not too much further. But you're probably gonna. Yeah. I
So
guess-
it extends to the south, but you don't, it looks like it stops.
No, hold on. Let me fix it. Let's see if I can.
I was going to say, because my video game experience tells me I should go backwards just to go to the end of the tunnel to find a treasure chest. But
Yep, I hear you. All right, so the pipe extends north and south from the drain that you're on. It does seem to slant slightly down to the north. Apparently, water was meant to run in the direction northward. And then it appears from your sight. Let's see. Bad job on giving me scales on here. It might not be in range, but I don't think it makes. Excuse me. Don't think it makes too much of a difference, but you're basically suspecting that towards the north, you can see it bend to the right, but to the south, it looks like it does end about where the last bath drain was.
which makes sense.
Doesn't it?
So, yeah,
One last
like I
point.
said,
One last point. The tunnel itself is filled with exceedingly fine spider webs and the smell of decay.
and the smell of decay.
Divine sense. Do I sense any Fey Fiend or undead down there?
Nope. But you do have
Cool.
some, there is something making you uneasy.
All right.
I laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha. It's probably stupid, but I do want to go down the other end and just,
Does Gab need help with something?
Sorry, Will.
All right.
yeah, I'm going to drift down and just make sure there's nothing at the other end.
How far you want me to move you?
5 feet from the end.
Okay, so I'll move you slowly through here.
Okay.
For the most part, it's dry, but musty.
Wait, that's the open end, right?
It's actually continuous. So this is where you drop down here, and then
Yeah.
you go towards the open end, which is to the north.
No, I'm going to the,
South.
let me see. You said the one of them looks like it stops, right?
Yeah, it looks like it ends here underneath where the last drain should be.
Yes, that's where I want to go. I want to go backwards before I go forwards and make sure there's nothing down there.
Okay, not a problem. All right, so moving you down in this direction, you're moving cautiously, I presume. What's your light source at this point?
Sunblade.
Stone blade. So it's lit, it's on fire. It does actually burn the webs that are in there. And again, they're very, very fine webs, but you can hear them crackling a little bit, and you know, kind of like the sound of a wood match.
Okay.
But as you start going down the corridor, I want you to make a let's see, Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. That's my big one.
Yep, definitely a big one. Okay. You continue walking. And you make it to the end, and you can see light coming in from the drain pipe above. You guys didn't remove the grate, so it's obviously in a bit of a checkerboard pattern coming through there. But there doesn't appear to be any extensions from this point on, and you are definitely at the highest point of the tunnel. Not by much, but it does definitely slope down towards your companions and continues to do so to the north.
Okay. So I'm going to say quiet enough because I assume a lot of my sound is going to travel down the pipe. So I assume I'm going to assume the Constitution saving throw is against the putridity in the well, or no?
You can assume what you want.
So I need to make the Constitution, but I don't have any indication of why I'm trying to fight what I'm trying to fight.
Quite honestly, your player knows, the character does not.
Okay.
Whatever it is, whether you succeeded or failed, you're not noticing any effect.
Okay.
And I could have just rolled quietly for you, but I wanted you a chance to make your own save.
Okay. All right. Well, then if the character doesn't know, then I obviously smell something bad.
Yes, but it smells dead. And
Okay.
you know, God damn it.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I'll head back to the group if there's nothing. Well, I guess I got to do some sort of perception, right? Or
Oh,
investigation.
You can if you want to. The more thoroughly you look, the longer it will take, but you're perfectly welcome to do so. And neither the cleric nor the paladin are picking up any signs or sense of undead.
Okay. My investigation is going to be mainly on the floor. I'm going to be seeing what kind of floor am I looking at? If it's brick, do I feel anything loose? Is there slime there?
It's fitted stone. As I said, that most of the moisture has run out. There's not really anything left, but there is still enough to get a bit of a sense of decaying flesh, rotting flesh, whatever. But it's very old, it's very musty, it's very aged. But in your investigation, what you do notice, however, is there seems to be some motion going on, mostly on the floor, a little bit on the walls. And at first, it's
Okay.
kind of like one of those things where you're like, is it breathing? What's going on? And you kind of rub your eyes and you look closely and you bring the sunblade down to the floor. And you notice that, yeah, there is some motion, but what it's coming from are these really, really, really tiny red spiders that probably you could fit 15 of them onto your fingernail.
Oh, those ones that we have them around here. I don't know if you have them on your coast, but those little red mite spiders.
Yep.
Maddie, or Jim, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we do not have them out here, but I do remember them from living in New York.
Yeah.
And as you're checking them out and looking around at them and realizing that, oh yeah, it's not just on this part of the floor, but they're pretty much all over the webs. And you start realizing that you've been in touch with the webs, and you look at your skin and you realize that they are actually crawling on your skin. You've got probably about 24 of them on you on first glance. You're not infested with them, but they are crawling on different places on your skin.
But they're not bothering me at all.
You don't feel any pain. You don't feel any itching.
So I've got crabs.
I don't know if I'd quite call it that. They certainly have. They certainly haven't made it to your nether regions yet. Just areas where they could have gotten in the edge of your armor and stuff.
All right. Well, I'm not going to mess with them just yet. I'm going to say, guys, there are little bugs down here, but we'll see where that goes, I guess. And I'm just going to
Egg
work.
has cooties.
Cooties.
So have you made it back up to where the rest of them are?
Yeah, I'll work my way back that way, and I'll tell them, yeah, there are these little bugs. I don't know what that means just yet. Come on. Out of all things, you're missing your 10 millimeter. Don't I have
Right,
three
so-
10 millimeters in here and I don't have a 9/16? You got to be kidding me.
So here's a good question for you.
Sure.
Since you're not going to worry about it at the moment, are you brushing off the ones that you see, or you're just leaving them alone and those have something to show them when you get back? Say, yeah.
On my way back, do I notice, now that I know what they look like, do I notice them on the whole way, or do I notice they start to dissipate as I walk back?
They seem to be all over the webs, and so wherever you burnt the webs, there's a larger concentration of them on the floor.
Okay, so yeah, I'll
Some of
go
them
close
dead
to
and
the guy.
burnt.
So I'll go close to the guys and say, look, and I'll bring the sunblade close to my arms and I'll show them that. And I said, I don't know what this means yet, but be aware.
And with
They're not
that,
biting me, so I'm going to let them do their thing in case I irritate them. I have not irritated them yet and will irritate them if I try to brush them away.
right, and with that in mind,
And this is my character, because if it was me, I hate spiders. This would not be me.
Yes, that's why I was laughing. I was like, shit, that's nightmare fuel for you, man.
Oh, dude, legit nightmare fuel. Like wake up in the sweats, nightmare fuel. Yeah, for real. Come on, Maddie. I'm trying to be cool here.
all right, since we are about half past, or we're right about our midway point, so we're gonna go ahead and take our we'll shoot for 10, definitely with, so 10 to 15-minute break.
Very
You
good.
guys can think about any precautions you want to take before proceeding. But at this point, your only options for movement are north to investigate the tunnel or back one of the two ways that you've come. And put us on pause. All right, so you're looking down the tunnel. It's slanting downwards away from you, presumably to carry the flow of water that will come through the baths. Smell is not kind. And
We have little
Haig has discovered little red spider
Transients.
bites. So what do you guys want to do?
Red dress not doing the little spiders. I will fireball the lot of us to get rid of them.
If you want to pop your flaming sphere down the tunnel again and kind of, move it
I
around,
can
you
do
could
that.
probably burn them up as we go.
Okay. They are ahead of us to the north this way.
Yep, they're in both directions. The tunnel is covered in fine spider webs the whole direction.
Okay.
And again, they're fine.
Yeah.
They definitely cannot hold much weight. They're easy to walk
It's-
through, even easier to burn through.
But if they're causing a Constitution save, then or at least that's my guess. If they're doing that, then I will absolutely use another second level spell slot and light up the flaming sphere. I've got 1 minute, so I will, tell people
Maddie.
to duck and just run that baby up and down the thing. So I will just set the
A flammable laxative for your sewer.
right, exactly. So
Maddie, is
I'm
it
not targeting
JJ
anyone. So I am just doing that, and then I've just got the concentration effect on me for the flaming sphere. So
What is that from
and-
Men in Black?
and-
Where he says,
and Keith, you'll have to remove the dancing lights from me because for whatever reason I either I didn't put it on so I can't remove it, or I don't know. The dancing lights is still enabled on my person. So
what is it Tommy Lee Jones says? All right, guys, we need splay burns from at 10 feet at here, at coordinates here, and blah, blah, blah here in Men in Black, where they go and they
Yeah.
torch everything when the guy
Yeah,
explodes.
something like that. Yeah.
And JJ used to say something about, is he burning them up? What did he used to say, Maddie?
I just watched that
I don't know.
too.
So every
Anyway.
turn is 6 seconds, and I can move it 30 feet per turn, and it lasts a minute. So that means I have 30 feet times, I don't know, 15, whatever. I can move it 150 feet or something along those lines. So I will just take the flaming sphere and scour it up the tunnel.
So yeah,
All the way
basically
to the end.
it goes 60 feet before it turns right at about, not quite a 90-degree angle. It's more like maybe a 75-degree angle.
Okay, well, I will just walk along behind it as I'll send it up to the end of the tunnel, and then I will do kind of a run to get up there, and then whatever direction, whether it turns, to the or whatever, if it's at 80 degrees, yeah, then I will send it that way, basically until it goes away, just to get rid of the creepy crawlies.
Dan's like, you're crazy. I know, but I'm like, I have 1 day. Let's do everything.
It's going to be gorgeous all week.
I work tomorrow night.
Open mic.
I'll follow it
Oh.
all the way up to the corner. Dan, you're still unmuted. I'll follow it all the way up to the corner and then watch it go that
Sherry wants to-
direction up the tunnel until it disappears. So
Sherry wants to do a bunch of events today, and I said, it's your funeral. These kids are going to be exhausted and miserable. But we've only got one day. Like, it's going to be gorgeous all week. What are you buttonholing yourself for? Anyway, pigeonholing.
I
That's
already, already told our kids we're not going anywhere today. So it's a nice day. They can go be bored outside. Have fun.
Yeah, for real.
It's gorgeous here.
Yep. We took all the electronics away, so everybody is bored. We've heard a lot of complaining, but that's good. I was bored my entire childhood. Go have fun.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah, figure it out. Don't you have the zip line up still? I'd be doing that.
Oh yeah. They've got lots of things to do. The pool's only 68 degrees, but they could still swim there if they really wanted to.
Heck yeah.
All right. So as I said,
Sorry.
the tunnel turns to the right, mostly, but not quite a full right angle. Other than the turn, it seems to be identical to the one you're coming through. 6 feet wide, 10 feet tall, arched ceiling, fine spider webs, and smell of decay.
Very good. Well, I will go, up until the flaming sphere. I'm assuming the flaming sphere gets to about here, and then that's about a minute probably to walk up there and walk that way. So then it would snuff itself out after a minute. So I will basically go up to the edge here, and not really wanting to be the point person for this, but I also don't want to be anywhere near those red spiders that were the other direction. So I will just kind of come up and
they're all pretty much throughout these two corridors, but this one that you're approaching does seem to be relatively free of spider webs.
okay. Well, I just kind of want to peek around the corner each way. Now,
Okay.
how does the vision work? I have dark vision, but it's going to be pretty pitch black down here, and I don't have the dancing lights up. So
Okay, so give me just a moment. Let me give you some frame of reference. All right, so yeah, you're basically just going to be able to tell basic contours and stuff. You're not going to get a lot of detail. You can definitely see differences in density because they retain heat differently. Again, this is ad hoc, so please don't read too much into it. I'm just trying to give you basic view of what you've got here. So these tunnels are all the same width, they're the same construction. They all do run pretty much straight, so ignore the bumpy lines. But south of you, after about 5 to 10 feet, it pretty much gets filled up with let's see, it pretty much gets filled up with sand down here. So all of this area in here is kind of blocked off with sand. Let's see.
Coming in.
All right, but yes, it does continue off to the north. Let me see what description I can give you. Let's see. Blocked to the south by sand from what appears to be a cave-in. It is clear for a short way to the north where you can see some degree of light coming down.
I'll be following with Red Dress, by the way.
Who was that? Was that Dan?
Hey, I'll be following with Red Dress as we go.
Okay.
Again, kind of getting back to the idea that he was the one who hired us. He was the one. He and Miz are the ones we're supposed to be protecting.
Supposedly running the show.
Bodyguards, yeah.
Like, I know you have to prevent him.
There we go.
there, I moved you up where I was, Hig. What is the yellow circle represent again?
Caved in sand.
Ah, so it really only goes one direction.
Yep.
Okie doke.
The pipe used to go multiple.
And this looks like a wide, is this a wider tunnel or is it the same?
No,
6
like I
feet?
said, they're all the same same dimensions.
Okay, well, I will move over and since we're mostly out of the spiders, I will gesture to Haig to after you to go first in the next direction.
And what about the remaining 4 of you? Barrett, Kaoli, Feka, Schmiz.
Varric, I'm holding up the rear, so if anybody else is going down, Varric will go last.
I will follow with the weasel on my shoulder.
I will venture forth after Kelly Lily and the weasel.
I'm trying to pay attention, but my brain is running in like 20 different directions.
Did you have a late night, Alex?
No, it's just been a frustrating week.
Oh, I hear you there. I'm not going to start griping, but yeah, I've had a very stressful week myself too, and probably have not been the best of company for some people, but actually did get in touch. Just to give you an idea, I actually did get in touch with someone in the office of the president for AT&T. I managed to get them to credit me $1,200. That was the best part of my week.
Okay.
Wow.
And I have to thank my wife because honestly, we would not have gotten in touch with this person if it wasn't for her diligence. I will admit I'm being polite with that word, but she was effective.
Yes, in this kind of context, it's definitely a polite version. Yeah,
anyway,
it's just been a frustrating week, and the lack of meds is not helping anything.
I think all of us are going to have to start making some adjustments in the very near future. But enough of that. Let's focus on game. That's what we're here for. All right, so we got you all lined up in the tunnel. Haig, debating. You probably still have a couple of the spiders crawling around on you, but because you use the flaming sphere ahead of time, no one else should really have to be dealing with them. But they're really not too noticeable. So if you are concerned, you might want to check to see am I infested? That being said,
Not too noticeable yet.
that could be a valid qualifier. Absolutely. So to the north, the tunnel does extend. I think they said, what, about 20 feet? Runs north and south. Is blocked to the south by sand from a cave-in. Clear for a short way to the north where there's a manhole about 20 feet north of the connecting point. So I'm going to draw another circle so that you can see this one. Let's draw, there's the circle. I'm going to make this one red. And let's see, so. Oh, geez. Can't move the whole circle anymore, really. All right. Not exactly centered, but that's figured in line with the tunnel. That is roughly where the manhole cover is. And it is graded, so you are seeing some light come down from it.
Who's going in the manhole?
You mean up the manhole?
Yes.
I missed that last part. Sorry.
Your party is wondering who's going to venture forth.
I'll go.
I was going to say,
You
not
said
the
you have to go
squishy
up,
wizard.
though. Yeah, we have to go up.
Yes, and you'll have to remove the manhole cover.
Oh, it's just a manhole cover. Yeah.
It's actually quite heavy.
I will.
And I'm going to.
Is there a ladder?
There is no ladder. And I'm going to pre-qualify that, judging by the looks of it, it's probably going to be very, very difficult for any other than the Goliaths.
Well, definitely going to be the Goliath. No, I'd like the wizard to go up and try his hand at lifting it off.
No, I'll
Have
try.
at it, Redrith.
I'll try to do it as stealthily as possible. Hold on. Let me take one more bite of this sausage and I'll go back to my computer. Oh, so good.
Conlon, you want a sausage, hot dog thing?
Mm.
See, now you've done it, Dan. Now I've got to run over to Aldi and get some and put them on the smoker.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. I don't understand what they make those things out of, but there's definitely cocaine in there.
In where?
The better check and build brats. They're so good. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Alex. If you wanted to waste some spell points, or spell slots.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I am at manhole.
I do have at least 5 of you logged in here, so I shouldn't have to move everyone around. There we go.
I'm back to my PC.
There we go.
Let's see. This is not going to go
Those are
well.
locked.
Yeah, so I got a 7 on stealth as I attempt to pop open the manhole and kind of give it the clockwise spin across whatever the surface is.
Well, apparently it is a manhole in the middle of a street. Seems like an extension of the street that you were on to the south, but there is a large block of sand between you and where you came into the bathhouse. You can kind of see a corner of the bathhouse, but certainly no points that you can get it in or out of it from this side. And it seems like a relatively enclosed area. However, the roadway does extend north. And let's see, I think we're going to go back to, no, what we're using. Oh, that funky teal. All right, so. Oh, crap, I keep forgetting that.
Hopefully nothing having to do with the spiders.
No. So you're
Sweet.
above ground. There's no more spider webs, none of that.
Nice.
There we go. All right. That should hopefully be a close enough approximation. So a circular roadway surrounds a pedestal. It's in the center. And so the roadway continues from here to here. Here to here. All right. So not very clear, unfortunately, but the lighter blue lines just south of where Hague is, those are sewer pipes. They are much narrower than the roadway that you are on, which is represented by the slightly more teal color, which I apologize, Albie. I realize you can't see the color difference,
It's okay.
but basically everything above Hague represents road. Everything south of Hague represents sewer pipe. But
Okay.
the roadway above would continue here if it wasn't for the block, continue to the south down here if it wasn't for the block of sand that's pretty much consumed this whole area in between. So you have the circular roadway just north of you, on which is a 25-foot tall statue of the god Set, carved out of black stone.
Ooh.
He stands with his right hand pointing down the street towards you. In his left hand, held against his waistband, he holds a carved stone bottle 4 feet tall and 1 foot in diameter.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Now, I should also point out that the sewer that the rest of you are in, I presume at this point, Haig, you are poking your head out. You have not emerged onto the roadway, correct? Right?
Correct.
Okay. The sewer pipe does not end where you came up in the manhole. It does continue for probably about another 30 to 40 feet before it runs into another sand blockade. But you would presume, without making too much inference, that actually the sewer pipe does run right underneath the statue, even though the diagram does not appear to show that.
I'm going to ask my brother if he's interested in going to check that out.
Under the statue?
It runs, it looks like we have room to run under the statue.
I mean, yeah, let's give it a whirl. Let's go.
All right. So what are you doing while he passes under you?
Holding my skirt together.
Okay. Are you getting out? Are you looking down, or are you looking around above at the
I'm still looking around the surroundings upstairs. I've described what I see to the people underneath. Looks like we have a massive statue of Set here, which would fall in line with the rest of the lore of what we've been seeing. I don't see any movement. Yeah. Kind of shared my description. And then I'm going to slowly get out and help everybody up out of the manhole. I figure it'll probably give Varric some time to investigate and then work his way back while everybody else is working their way up, if they so choose.
Mhm.
One additional piece of information that you are become privy to shortly after your brother passes beneath you, but before you descend back down. And sitting up top there, or looking around up top, the air suddenly becomes cold. Now, mind you, even under the ground in the middle of the night, it's what, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. It hasn't been, unbearably hot, but the air down here is hot. It's not what you would normally consider for a cool subterranean location. Again, it's not unbearable, but given
It's warm.
given the climate outside, it's reasonable. You're like, okay, this is still much it's like 90 degrees in here, 95 degrees in here. So it's normally, really, really warm, but you can deal with it. However, it suddenly grows cold. Not 30 degrees cold, but I'm sorry,
60
Ms. for
degrees
using
cold when
Fahrenheit.
it's 90.
Yeah, maybe even 50. But it gets noticeably cold. It's not just a cool breeze, but obviously something cold around or something happened.
I'm definitely sharing that. I'm in the middle of my description.
Well, I'm
being
not
like,
done. I'm not done.
Okay.
And the air, as it becomes cold because of a wind blows in and it twists and it turns and it starts churning up little tiny dust devils, and they rise a few feet off the floor. But the chill goes away pretty quickly, so it's just a brief spite of chill. But, and this is only you, Haig, no one else is aware of this, you hear, "Free me." You're not sure from where, and you think it might even be in your head.
Okay. Somebody else do something while I think about this.
Varric's checking out the room.
Okay, so I'm moving Varric, well, not the room, but you're moving further down.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yep.
So the pipe probably continues to about where I've got you on the map before it ends.
All right.
And no, there is no clanking sound inside the pipes. But it does appear that you can see the foundation of the statue directly over you as you reach this point.
Interesting.
Sorry, that bike was kind of loud. What is that description, Matt?
What'd you say?
What of that
Well-
description?
He basically
What'd you
followed
see?
he basically followed the pipe down. It goes a little bit further past where you can see what he would guess to be the foundation of the statue directly above where he is now.
But nothing special.
Nothing special. The rest of the pipe does seem to be caved in by sand.
How many stars do we have? 4?
Yeah, I believe.
We
Kayla
already
should
know
be able
Kyle-
to confirm, but yes, you have 4 stars. Star gems.
Okay, so it's Calatarius is technically free, but it could be just an entity of him.
Could be a completely different gin.
Oh, and guess
Could
what?
be helpful.
My
Uh,
apologies. It's not a solid bottom. There actually is a shaft rising into the statue's pedestal.
I wondered. Okay. That was my curiosity. Ah, boy. Any other thoughts, peeps?
I got nothing.
No.
I gotta wonder if Alex is it has fallen asleep. This is usually the kind of stuff she gets into.
Hmm.
Alex, you there? Yes. See? She fell asleep on us. And she's got- and she's
Yeah.
got- and she's muted.
Was it?
Hang on, let the weasel grab hold of Kaoli collar and shake her and then slap her around with his little weasel paws.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Take it down a little bit.
I just noticed in chat that she did say that she went AFK. So, well, but then again, that does that after you don't do anything for a few minutes too, right?
I don't know.
No, I think actually she has to set AFK. So, all right, we'll give her a chance to come back.
I was
but,
writing my notes. Now I come back to my computer and what do I see? I see you sitting right here.
I will tag her in Discord.
Better. Weird guy. You know what? Weird guy. No, need to live this time. Now I need a yellow African. So I went out looking for and
All
I
right.
also now that yellow's right
We're
next
getting
to me.
background noise again, Dan.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. So, oh my God, why is this being such? Oh, no.
And just let you know, Alex is back.
Oh, yay! There she is.
Sorry, dog.
I was just wondering where you were because this sounds like the kind of stuff that you normally would be responding to, and I was like, Alex, did you fall asleep on us?
No, I didn't fall asleep, but like I said, my brain has checked out. Apparently my limit these days is about an hour.
All right, well, I'm going to give you something to think about. So, Varric followed the pipe further north
Mhm.
while his brother was checking out the surface. And on
Yeah.
the surface is the road leads to a circular roadway that in the
Mhm.
center is a 25-foot tall statue of Set in black stone,
Mhm.
with one hand pointing in your direction and the other hand clasping a 4-foot tall brass bottle at his waistband. Meanwhile, Varric, going underneath the tunnel, the roadway and the pipe, has located a shaft that rises up into the statue from beneath it.
Interesting.
And
How far up
above,
did he?
and above the statue of Set, I only have my head kind of poked out of the sewer, the manhole, and 95 degrees relative temperature.
Oh, so toasty.
It drops to like 50 degrees, and I see swirling in the sands and these little demons come up. They haven't really done anything. I don't even know if they've noticed
No,
me
not
yet.
demons, literal dust devils like you have on Earth.
Dust devils. Oh, just little. Oh,
Yeah.
so you're to the small
Oh,
tornado
just little
things.
Twirly,
Yes.
just little twirly bits. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so temperature drops, swirly things come in, and it says in my head,
He says
and
what?
that's what I've got. Free me.
Oh.
Sorry. My
we did
headset
quite.
must
We
not
did.
pick up the-
Didn't we already free somebody and kind of regret that action?
That's why I'm not moving. I'm like, our
Yeah.
record so far is
Um,
kind of bad.
Yeah, that's kind of problematic. Why don't we yeah, I don't think opening that yeah. So the Stewart Tunnel. Hang on, guys. I gotta take this.
I will say this, folks. You're going to need to refer to your notes and to the lore that you've collected so far. If you want guidance on how to proceed.
Perfect. That's definitely Alex because she was taking good notes. So I had to stop. I stopped, and the notes that I was taking, I would have to probably tear my house apart for that notebook.
Well, Alex isn't here. I guess we free the guy.
Well, he asked nicely, so
Exactly. We're nice people.
do you want another quick smoke break, Keith, while we wait for Alex, or
I guess I could
what you
do
wanna
that.
I don't mind. What time is it? If you want to do another fiver.
I will admit I'm at a bit of an impasse here. This is one of the parts of the game of the story where I believe they really push the players to their deductive limits. A lot of the game is, I would say moderately complex puzzle solving, deductions, the decrypting of the stuff and whatnot. Figuring this out, unless I've missed something in my review of the module and, over how many years, this last part, I don't really think that they've left enough clues for. So don't be surprised if you're kind of like, okay, what do we do? What do we do?
Sure.
I'm confident you have the information,
But
but
whether we put it together.
whether you put it together or where to pull it from might be a little difficult. So I'm kind of at an impasse. So like, all right, I want you to figure it out, but I'm not going to I'm not going to leave it all or nothing. I'll probably give you guys some hints, but I want to see how much you can figure out, especially with Kaylee's notes first. So I am not going to pause the recording because if you guys have any discussions about this, I do want it recorded, but I am going to mute myself and go have that cigarette, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. And
Okay. I have to go AFK, but since I do Zoom on the phone, I can take you with me.
Okay, they need to talk to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just
All right, so
I
I'm
just
gonna
have
go
to
on
be
mute.
logging off of Fantasy Grounds.
Oh,
Sorry, roommate
So-
called. I have to go bail them out. They have no gas in their vehicle.
Keith says we need to refer to our notes to figure this out. We're going to need our notes, and if your notes are in Fantasy Grounds, we may be stuck.
We may be stuck. That is true. Especially since he's also gone AFK, so he can't, show my character sheet to anybody.
Right.
Because my guess is that if somebody else has access to my character sheet, they would be able to see all my log entries, because that's where I keep my notes attached to my character sheet.
actually, I will say this: what you need is in the Discord campaign play channel.
Oh, it's in Discord.
okay.
Okay.
Right, so you don't need
then
what she's kept.
other people can be my
Okay.
eyes and we can run through things in Discord.
All right,
Okay.
I will be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Sorry, I gotta get dressed and go get gas to the roommates. So what is it that we need to discuss, guys? Talk to me.
Yeah, it
I
helps
believe
if
the
I talk when
statue
I'm
is
not
saying
muted.
free me. Right, exactly.
Yeah, and it helps. He says we should have all the stuff we need. He said that it's
Well,
going to be.
hold on a second, guys. Remember the context before I said anything to you. And just as Alex took off, you've got something in front of you carrying a bottle.
Yes.
You're looking up at a shaft that ascends into a statue of Set. One of you has heard a voice that you believe to be amenable, but has said free me in a very croaky, throaty voice. And some of you have reservations about, hey, didn't we free someone once already? So the solution to what you want to do we free him? Do we not free him? As I was saying, and Alex, I'll fill you in. This is one of the more complicated plots of the story where I feel they give the information, but they're not very clear and expect a lot of deductive reasoning from the players. I think you guys are capable of it, but for 12-year-olds, when I first played it, it wound up being a game stopper. So
yeah,
I know you have great notes. I know you guys have really gotten into the story. I want to give you guys a chance, but I'm not going to let the game flounder if you guys don't figure out which way to go with this. So
okay.
I will let you guys talk now, but yeah, to help make that decision, you're going to want to consult what you know. And I'll be back.
Okay. So either let's see. That is not so nice gods. God is evil, I think. Oh gosh, I don't know. My question is this person asking to free us like actually here, or is this the same person that we've already freed?
Wait, when we got the genie before, not the evil, not the Ifrit, but the Jinn, he didn't ask to be freed, did he? We
No.
just, I
don't
wiped
think
the
so.
lamp off and he popped out.
Yeah.
So that was a friendly one. I feel like anything asking to be freed, we should find out why they were captured in the first place.
Well, and the other caveat we
Yeah,
said
that's-
that is that the voice may even be in your head. You're not even sure if it's an
Right.
actual voice.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what we should be taking into consideration, you've got to remember, it's really difficult to get into this place where we are. It was a pretty sealed tight. We had to pull some pretty crafty thing to get into this area. So
Yeah.
True.
So, but there again, if you look at the design of the area, it bit like a theme park in how a lot of the area been interacting with us. But there again, there's a bunch of dead people in Ghost Town now. So maybe whatever happened toward the end of the life of this place where we're visiting, they needed to sacrifice themselves to trap whatever there, or maybe not.
Yeah.
The great adventures of D&D.
All good points.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Are there any clues in the things?
How much stuff in the campaign chat do we have about
Said campaign play, City of Phoenix, over the House of Set, where sleeps salvation. We're in this over the House of Set, so we're under Set right now. So if we're over the house, under the house, so where sleeps salvation? Where sleeps salvation?
Yeah,
Oh,
that seems okay.
City
Yeah.
of Phoenix, over the House of Set, where sleeps salvation. There speak Atmo Praetno. So, over the House of Set. So on the fact that there's something underneath this statue, where sleeps salvation? I think we're supposed to let it out, guys.
Yeah, we might be supposed to let it out.
Where sleeps salvation? When the evil walks away and examines the 5-star gems.
In the ancient inscriptions from last July, one of your translations, well, for between both Alex and Dan, you wrote in your translation, in Phoenix did I, Martek, Archmage of the land, seal up a prince of the Djinn, that in the days ahead, which I do foresee when the evil one is loosed, the power of good might be put to the test against the evil. The path and the way I have entrusted to the pharaohs and their wives, each hold a part of the key together, know when to unleash the power of this, and then parentheses, goodly Djinn.
So it's a good gin.
could be.
I think so.
Correct.
That's
Okay.
It has potential.
I mean, what could go wrong?
I mean, the creature in the little bottle that we found. What do we?
We
Did
can
we
ask him one
identify
question, right?
Yeah, we still have it.
We still haven't, and that's not really the question I want to ask him. But were we able to get any sense of exactly what kind of creature type he is?
I think
We made the assumption that he's a djinn.
He's a gin, right?
Yeah.
Genie in a bottle.
Gotta rub me the right way.
Well, you're stopping by later, right?
Well, all right.
So,
oh yeah.
I mean,
holiday
is
weekend.
the
Let's
one
go crazy.
Is the one we
Alex.
found the one we're supposed to, the one we're supposed to be releasing? Is this one up here in the statue's bottle the one we're supposed to be releasing? I mean, I don't know.
All of the
Well,
above.
I would before we make any decisions, let's go up the statue shaft and see
Okay,
what
let's go
we see
inside the
up
statue
there.
and see what we find.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a
Yeah,
good plan.
eliminate what we know before we get
also-
to that door.
Who's gonna
Right.
climb up? Who's gonna climb up the shaft?
Oh, so you want us to fill in what we found out?
I heard most of it.
Why climb when we can fly?
Yeah.
True. This is true.
Not all of you can fly.
I wasn't making that point.
I think only two of us can fly, and of the two of us, I'm the only one who doesn't actually have to expend resources to do so.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think somebody else should enter or should climb up inside. And well, no.
I'm currently covered in
Sorry.
spiders.
Let me back up.
So
The
Can I go home?
we're a little far from home, dude. The sorry, my finger's killing me and I'm trying to drive. The inside the statue, is that like clearly designed for climbing and there's like ladders or handholds?
No,
Or is that just a smooth shaft? Or does it look more like the statue is hollow and just happens to open up into the sewer tunnel?
The latter.
Okay, it is a hollow statue that opens into the. Okay, so there's not really much to climb. Okay, so I guess I have to. Yeah. Does it look like the weasel could climb it?
What weasel? We have an elf again.
Oh, he's an elf
Back to
now?
Weasel.
I thought,
Yes.
I thought he was an elf, or I thought he was a weasel on my shoulder when we went down in
Yeah,
when we went down the
yeah,
sewer.
Yep.
Oh,
And
okay.
he
I'm in
likely
weasel
would
form.
be able to make that climb barring a fumble.
Okay.
With his record,
That's true. He doesn't have the best dexterity.
do you guys not remember the Miz we're speaking of?
Yeah, this is true.
Hey, hey,
It sounds like the Tabaxi in my other game where they're I've got a Tabaxi player in one of my other games is -1.
Great. What were you gonna say, Miz?
I'm about to say it's only when it comes to crossing water I seem to fail. Everything else I seem to be fine so far. Oh, an animal handling. I don't do animals, even though that
Fair enough.
I'm an animal myself.
You just act like them.
Yes.
He's always the
Druid.
black sheep, though,
A druid with poor animal affinity. That's kind of an interesting concept.
isn't
Yes.
it? All
Yeah,
right,
I
so
think
Liz,
so.
are you
I-
volunteering?
Yeah, I mean, if Kaoli wanna ram me up the statue, I'll go in there,
Okay.
put around.
All right, so I'm gonna move the two of you over there to keep things moving. Want to try to get us to a certain point before we end today. All right, so go ahead, Ms., and do a dexterity check. You just don't want to fail it, or don't want to 1. No problem. You're able to find more than enough handholds. It goes up a good 10-15 feet into the statue. And it is basically a nondescript shaft. It doesn't appear to have any purpose except for a shelf at the very top. In the last 4 feet, there is a bottle there that is basically, well, you wouldn't have noticed it because you didn't climb up the other hole, but there is a 4-foot tall bottle there that with a bulbous bottom, 1 foot in diameter and a long neck.
I just made a character realization too. Varric and I have been in 95-degree temperatures, and we would probably miss the mountains. So I'm going
For
to
sure.
say when that climate change came, I probably came out of that manhole a little bit more. When you said dust devils, I thought you meant like
Little demons, yeah. No,
Bad
I just
guys.
meant swirling clouds of dust.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna tip my head down into the manhole and give them the description of what's going on, and then I'm actually going to get out of the manhole and lay on the ground and enjoy this 50-degree weather real quick.
Well,
and be like,
it
"Yeah,
only
guys, just give me a second."
lasted a few seconds. As soon as the wind
Okay, then
died down, it got warm again.
So as soon as I got excited, came out of the manhole, the wind came back up and warmed up again, and I went, "Oh man!"
Well, the wind died. The wind died down, and it warmed up again.
Yeah, so I'm about crying because I'm like, mountain weather, mountain weather, mountain weather. Okay, just to verbalize that.
Yeah, I would agree. The heat is probably getting to the Goliaths at this point, because even at least in this part of the desert, you remember I explained that coming into the area around Phoenix was particularly hotter than any other part of the desert you guys have been in so far. And
Yeah.
there's
Right.
no life in this part of the desert. It is really desolate. So yes, being underground does offer you some respite, but even at night, it still is unbearably comfortable.
The question I have for the Goliath brothers, I mean, can Goliath actually tan?
I don't know. Yeah, we're
How would
more
we
of a
go from-
peach than a gray.
I was gonna say do we get a gray to a blue?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like the blue
What?
idea.
Goliath to Kolos. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm human.
I am a human being.
How heavy is this bottle for me in weasel form, by the way, Keith?
Too heavy to carry in weasel form.
I was gonna say
It's 4 feet
weigh-
tall, 1 foot in diameter at the bottom.
so.
You could fit in the bottle.
So now we have. What's the description of the statue again? Oh, is it you? Do you have it in the game chat?
No, I didn't copy into the game chat. So I will repeat it. So, a circular roadway surrounds a pedestal on which is a 25-foot tall statue of the god Set, carved out of black stone. He stands with his right hand pointing down the street toward the south. In his left hand, held against his waistband, he holds a carved stone bottle 4 feet tall and 1 foot in diameter. From what you guys can tell so far, yes, the bottle that he holds in his hand in the statue is a replica of the one that Mizram just found inside the shaft.
Same material?
No, the one on the statue is carved out of the same black stone. The one that Miz has found, he doesn't have the same light available to him, but it does appear to be more colored.
Glass or hard to tell?
Hard to tell. Probably not glass. It appears to be much more durable.
Hmm.
You would think that it's probably a crystal, some kind of crystal bottle.
So statue bottle is representation. Inner bottle is the actual bottle. What do you guys think? Well, I guess we can't think anything yet.
Where did
hasn't
you
told us
hear
yet.
free me?
In my brain, in my dome piece,
What room though? Up or down? Up
in
by
the manhole when I
statue?
popped it out and I saw the statue.
I mean, we should just rub both.
Rub both, break both.
Stinky.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay,
get
I was gonna
it.
say
Good
that
Here's
that sounds a
here's a
little
big-
personal, Varick.
Slide down the shaft.
I wasn't going to go there.
skiing action. Sorry. Moving on. Bottle, corked bottle.
All right.
Keith?
So here's the issue that I'm having right now is that you've got one person looking at a bottle inside a darkened shaft that is too small to carry it or move it, though you can crawl up and down it. And another person who is looking at what they believe to be a similar bottle, but you two don't exactly have a mental link or shared eyesight or anything else like that. So
Correct.
the party needs a better way to do a comparison than just DM narration.
Okay, so here, question. My stone bottle, does it look like the stone is hewn in a way where it's artistically holding the bottle, or the bottle can be removed from the statue?
The former,
Hewn
hewn in a single piece of stone.
in a single piece of stone. Is there
And
a
that
stopper?
includes the stopper. It is, there's a design for a stopper on there, but the seam looks solid. It does not look like it's removable.
Okay, then my questioning ends there, and I will leave it up to said other person.
Ms.
Okay.
I mean, I'll first go up to the bottle and I'll just tap on it and see if anything taps back.
Shaving a haircut?
Tink, 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 tink. Anything?
You feel a quick breeze of cool air.
Ooh. percussive breeze of cool air across your face. Tink, tink.
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
Now the question is, am I crazy enough to open a bottle like the rest of my party did in the past?
Uh-huh.
You know
just to
the old
clar-
saying, curiosity kills the cat.
What are you relying on for a light source right now?
Oh,
your
just
your
my good
weasel's
old
night vision?
dark vision.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I'm only seeing in grey, different shades of grey, I think.
50 Shades.
We lost Jim again. No, he's there.
Alex, actually.
Oh, yeah, Alex, we lost her audio.
Yeah, I'm still here.
She went out of range, hopefully. All right, so
We got to get together, Miz, and I have to figure out a reason to get together because I know the answer to your bottle, but I don't know that there's a bottle there.
Well, I'm thinking about popping back out the hold and start doing my weasel hand signal to say, "Hey, give us some rope."
someone climb up there.
So you just see me there with my flying goggles on and my little scarf flapping behind me, and I'm like there going, doing all hand signal, trying to indicate I need something long.
Yes, I am ready.
I got to step away for 20 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What's wrong?
I'm not sure how your trade skills are.
I have to wait on hold.
I can't see you, so I don't even know who's.
You don't have dark vision, do you?
Well, I can't. I'm at the manhole, so I can't see you. It would be like down and then over and then up. So I think Alex is at the base with you. Varric, are you still over there?
I thought I was in the manhole. I was
You're-
going down to investigate. I thought.
Were you? Yeah. So you're underneath the statue still?
Yep.
Can you see Miz trying to wave at you?
Sure.
What is your light source, sir?
I've got my monocle on, good boy.
I love it. Okay, so
There's a weasel down here waving at me. What does he want?
oh, Jim, what do you see? Or Albie, what do you see?
I don't.
Am I out of the tunnel or am I? Because the tunnel's only 6 feet wide. I'm not going to see much if I'm behind everybody.
Yeah,
I don't
think
know
I've
where your
gotten out of the tunnel.
position is. No, so none of us. The only people who are out of the tunnel per se are Miz and I, and we are both up from the tunnel. So depending on who you're watching, who you would be following, doing investigation in the tunnel. Are you watching Miz go up the statue, or are you watching me go up the manhole?
I think it's up you going up the manhole. Would be my
Okay.
Yeah, I was near you, so I probably would watch you or follow you or whatever.
The thing is we have to come up with a way to say, hey, Miz is communicating with Haig, or I don't know. That's where we're at. I don't know what Miz is doing. Miz doesn't know what I am doing. Miz has the right item.
So we need some string and a couple of soup cans.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
A yak and about 50 feet of rubber tubing
Right. That's a different story
and
altogether.
a jar of Vaseline.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey, Albie, do you remember which game that was from?
Leather Goddesses of Phobos.
Good man. Woohoo. Him and I
Things you
played
never
that
forget about your
on and off.
adolescence.
It took us what, like about 2 months to finish that?
Yeah, about that. The
It was
things
one
you
of the
remember
old
from your adolescence.
text-based, yeah, it was one of the old text-based Zork games that
Zork.
like,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
that we played on my Commodore 128 back in the late 80s.
Wow.
Not to date ourselves or anything.
Yeah, it just was the whole description. It went something along the lines of, we won't describe it here, but suffice it to say that it consisted of several feet of rubber hosing, a jar of Vaseline, and a small yak.
Wow.
It was in a window in a hallway, and you were looking out the window into a lab.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That made me think maybe when I turn on downtime for the kids in the evening when it's time for them to go to bed, maybe I'll just put Zork on their phones and they can play that.
That would definitely give them a feel. Okay.
So just for kicks and giggles, maybe I drop another clue and I walk up just in case, because I don't know about the other bottle, but I'm going to tentatively walk to the statue, knowing that the thing said "free me" in my head and knowing about the thing on the girl's hand. And I'm going to walk up to the statue and say, "Ampifreet now."
And nothing happens.
Nothing happens. But he's pointing to the south.
The
So-
statue says free me, and then Dan says you're free and says not you, I was talking to somebody else.
Yes. All right,
Misfire.
well, I'm going to look in the direction that he's pointing, assuming that he's trying to that the statue is giving me a clue of where this is supposed to be, I guess. Even though as a player, I know it's under my feet.
Well, kudos to you for keeping player and character knowledge separate. Very difficult to do.
I'm trying. So I'm just kind of looking in the direction and seeing if I can see in that direction what it's
For
pointing
all you
at.
can tell, he's pretty much pointing at the collapsed wall of sand.
Sweet. That's always good.
Specifically, the one that is blocking the passage to the south.
Is the statue made of anything?
Now, who did we lose? Did we just lost Dan? Did we?
I think that was Dan. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, like I said, I am doing a charade trying to tell a party member who can see me that I'm.
Also Dan climbed out of the hole, right?
Yes.
Is there a ladder or some way to get up the hole?
No, he had to climb himself up. It's meant to be a drain pipe. It's a manhole, the sewer manhole in the street.
Oh, to hell with that. I'm going to cast fly on myself and fly up it.
Okay. There we go.
So I'm basically just going to,
Hey.
I think, now,
There we go.
I have
Wait, hold on. Is this in my headset still?
I have a Fekish. You're right by me, right?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Way down the pipe.
There it
but-
goes.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay. Yeah. So
you made it.
Fekish, because I have to use, I'm out of 3rd level spell slot, so I'm going to use a 4th level spell slot to cast that. And so I'm just gonna I'm gonna cast fly on myself and you.
Okay.
Matt,
Since I'm using a higher level spell slot.
have you missed a bunch, or are you just switching devices?
Hmm?
Did you miss a bunch?
It's Dan. I'm
Dan
sorry.
just came back in.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's Dan.
I saw. Hey, oh yeah, that's right. Matt is Barrack. Jeez.
So so Fekish and I are basically gonna pop out of the manhole cover, and then I'll just let the spell go. So we just drop on the street. So
Oh wait, how tall is the space to the manhole?
Well, you had to come down 20 feet in the first place. You have to go back up 20 feet to get back up to the street level. Actually, it's probably a little more than that, because remember the tunnel was slanting downward slightly.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I missed that detail. So I just kind of reached up there and
It's 2 feet wide for Goliath. They
Yeah,
figured
you
it's
just-
no problem for you to do, push up against the wall and climb up with your back against the other one.
gotcha. Okay.
And the wizard's
So-
not going to do that. He just
No,
cast
and-
fly on himself and Feckish, and we both just popped
Do you
up out
talk
of the
about this
manhole
first?
cover.
Do you talk about this first or do you just do it? Because if you talked about it
We-
first, I'm going to drop my rope to you while you're discussing casting fly and hopefully hit you in the head with the rope.
Well, you said
Well-
that you walked up to the statue to
Check it
try
out.
and do whatever you were going to do. And so when you walked out of sight of the manhole cover, I just shrugged and touched Feckish and cast
all
fly
right.
on both of us, and we just zip popped up out. So
Okay.
yeah,
I was
it would
gonna
have been
say I
more. It would have absolutely been more efficient to do it that way. But the wizard is just tired of being down in the hole. So
I was gonna say I did hear you talk. If you did discuss it, I did hear you talking about it. I rolled a 23 of perception. So,
All right.
but it's okay.
Um,
It's done. What's done is
you-
done.
you would have heard me mumbling to cast the spell. So
There you go.
so now we're up there by you. So yeah.
Yeah, we're not. There's not much. There's not much here. This
All
is
right,
getting
so
worse.
if I understand everything correctly, and I've got everyone placed correctly on the shared screen map. So I have Redreth and Feckish standing on the street level right next to the manhole. I have Haig,
Underneath the arm of Set, trying to figure out what he's pointing at.
right. And then Varric, you're still underneath the tunnel, or did you come up?
I don't have any way of getting up.
Okay, so because you were the first one to discover the shaft, so you were down there first, and then Kaeli and Mizram came to join you. So the 3 of you are down underneath the statue, and the rest of you are above, up on the roadway.
Did you say the statue's made of obsidian or onyx?
A black stone. It's not specific.
Valuable?
It's not shiny. It does not look as valuable as the statue in the Oasis of White Palm did.
I don't care. I'm swinging at it.
Swinging at it with.
Hopefully I have an axe of some sort. I have
An
hand
axe against
axes.
stone?
I don't
I hope you
know,
have
Jim.
another
I'm trying
axe
to
for
think.
after that one breaks.
We have to figure out how to get to the guys underneath the statue.
Oh, I know. Well, that's why I was walking up to you and asking you what you're doing.
So I'm going to try to see if I know there's a shaft leading into the statue. Maybe if I smash the statue, I can make a door to wherever it leads.
If we know other people went up inside the statue, I believe I can point at the upper part of the statue and cast message, assuming that there's somebody in there, right?
Well, I don't
Maybe.
think actually you have enough information to know that anyone has climbed up into the statue at this point.
This is true.
No, okay.
So
I'm thinking that maybe
Higgs' idea actually seems very viable at this point.
I mean, being I've been making loads of noise at the weasel, like frustratingly trying to tell the people underneath me that I need some right. Could they hear any echoing or noise emitting from
No, they wouldn't.
Okay.
The stone is a very good insulator at that point. And you guys are, presumably, trying to be quiet, stealthy, not being obvious. So, Haig, I would say go ahead and smack at it.
all I have is my hand axes. So I guess let me take one swing and see if I can chip away, because I'm obviously not going to be able to swing huge.
Okay, and with that, you make contact on the statue. And
Does it chip?
chips? Yes, pieces of the rock do chip and go flying. Mizram,
Okay,
on
well,
the
I'm-
inside, you hear a loud tink.
On the inside, I hear a loud tink.
No,
No,
Mizram did.
Mizram hears, because he's on the inside of the shaft, he hears a loud tink coming from the statue itself. but it's a tinking sound, not like a crushing sound or a collapsing sound.
All right, I'm gonna start. Does it flake away like shale, or how does it work?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, then I'm gonna keep using my hand axes and try to make a spot where we can crawl in eventually.
Make one more roll.
Other hand. Wow,
Go.
that hurts.
You swing wide. You swing wide and lose your balance and fall off the pedestal.
Gosh, my luck is awful.
Some days you
Anyway,
got it, and some days you don't.
All right, well, I'm gonna come back in with my dominant hand again. Because I have two hand axes that I can put one in each hand, and I'm just gonna back and forth.
Go for it.
There we go, that'll do.
Yeah, actually, it will do very much so. So, Ms. doesn't have any clue that you swung and a miss, but your third swing, your second blow, makes a lot more noise, and that's enough for him to go, "Oh wait, what's going on out there?" However, that second hit is also enough to knock open a large enough chunk of the statue. That light now streams in, and you can see Ms. right behind the top part of the bottle.
Nice.
So the rock falls away. You can see the top part of the bottle. It has a cork in it. The cork does look like it's separable. Redreth, you're there, aren't you?
I am there by Haig, yeah.
All right. So something stands out to you right away.
Okay.
The cork on the bottle inside the statue has a magical rune on it.
Oh.
Ooh.
Specifically,
Do I need to?
the elemental rune of air.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
apparently back on
And
voice, by the way.
Miz, you do
Hi.
take a little bit of a showering of some rock fragments and stuff. So, you know, maybe a scratch here and there, but nothing to cost you health. But you're like, hey,
Yeah, I basically stand
all
on top of the
rodents running
bottle.
around here.
I stand on top of the bottle and give my angry weasel impersonation. Go,
You could have asked first.
and then do hand gestures at the bottle, and then to my head like, "Are you crazy? Gonna break this?"
So with the rune for air, I'm not getting a a bad feeling about it or anything. So I would say, how big is that bottle that's inside the statue?
It is a replica
Same
in
size.
size and shape, 4 feet tall, 1 foot diameter at the
Yeah.
bottom.
I will ask, are we opening it?
Yes.
This one better sing to us.
Does a stopper?
Or at least give us 3 wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna chip away until we can slide through and be in the room with Ms.
Well, you're not going to all fit into the room. I think it'd probably be easier that you either just try to, make the top of it fully exposed, or make it large enough that you guys can pull out the bottle, because the bottle's easy enough for the Goliaths to pull out. It just, in weasel form, Miz had no chance.
Gotcha.
You could fit in it.
So I make a 1 foot wide or a 1.5 foot wide circle.
Okay. And, the statue doesn't break exactly the way that you want to. It kind of crumbles in a few other places. But eventually, maybe 2 or 3 hits, honestly, now that you've got it cracked, you're able to open it large enough to pull away a few of the larger rocks from the edge, and you have enough room to slide it and obviously Mizram out through that hole.
Okay. Does the stopper move if I twist on it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So if we're opening it, like I said, it says on the hand, I gotta, oh, hold on. Let me find the hand again. Pop the bottle and say, Am pry eat no.
All right, I'm not going to be too picky here, but you're opening the bottle and you're saying atmofritno. As the word leaves your lips, a blinding flash of blue lightning leaps from the container, followed by a slow building peal of enormous thunder. The statue of Set is pulverized into atoms, swirling away in a gust of wind. Sand and rocks from the dome above rain down into the street, and clouds of choking dust rise from the sand. Bottle, knocked violently to the ground, begins to spin, emitting a cloud of thick, icy blue smoke. The smoke rises and coalesces to form a 30-foot tall Jinn, his arms folded and his eyes glaring. Slowly, the apparition begins to circle the base of the ruined statue. Faster and faster he moves, and the air around him begins to form into a tornado of dust. The wind swirls, tugging at clothing and equipment. Faster and faster the Jinn moves until he is nothing but a blur of dust, sand, blue smoke, and a giant head. In one final movement, all who are watching are swept up in the tornado. Equipment and loose clothing are torn off as each of you tumble, alone and disoriented in a roaring maelstrom. In one spasmodic burst of energy, the Jinn breaks through the dome of sand that covers the city, whirling out into the light of the desert. In a cloud several miles high, he roars a challenge to Kalatarius, the evil one, and then flies off to do combat.
Oh boy.
The dying wind drops you gently to the soft sand, stripped of your weapons, loose clothing, and equipment. As the cloud disappears into the desert, you hear a voice that says, "Thank you. Proceed to the cursed city, and you will fulfill your fate." As the cloud disappears into the sky rains down the missing articles, the heavy ones first. All around you, the desert sands stretch away to the horizon. But now there is a great gaping hole exposing part of the city below, and through the sand protrude hundreds of rooftops. The lost city of Phoenix, like the legendary bird, is beginning to emerge from its own ashes.
That's cool.
Well,
Interesting.
all I'm gonna say is you're just gonna see a very, very fluffy weasel now after surviving that.
We have to go to the cursed city because we're still short 1 star.
Yep.
Oh man.
Anyways, thanks for sticking it out an extra 5 minutes. I figured getting that part of the story out before we finished up would be a good milestone.
Absolutely.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I
Keith.
missed it.
Yeah, you caught the final part of it, and you were there
Yeah,
enough
you
to help
didn't
them
miss much.
figure it out.
Yep.
It was major. It was mainly a hurdle of us trying to figure out how to communicate what one group saw and the other group saw, because as players we knew, but as characters we did not.
Well, you guys actually did a really good job pulling up the relevant information. And though I was referring to the information on the amulet, Dan, was that you, or Jim, was that you that picked up the information about Martek specifically sealing away Arodoth?
Jim.
All right, so Jim, you're going to get an experience bonus. Actually, you get an inspiration point. I'm going to go ahead and award the current the encounter for experience point. This, let's see. Okay, I am guessing it looks like Kaelali and Mizram are the only two who updated their experience points when they went to level 8. So I'm guessing all of you need 48,000 to get to level 9.
Yeah, that's usually
So you're not going to get enough to get to level 9 right now, but I do have to generate a quest reward for finishing this part of the story, and that probably is going to be about 2,000 points apiece.
Oh, nice.
okay.
Cool.
Cool.
And you just got the experience for the Wraith and the Skeletons. I just handed that out.
Good.
So yeah, I guess at this point, I was kind of concerned whether or not you guys would level, but we had just done that recently, so you guys are good for now. But ideally, before we reconvene in 2 weeks, I would like to know either by consensus or first person to answer in chat which direction you're heading from here.
Up.
Next chapter.
Collecting our gear and our camels.
But I guess the big question is, are you going to head towards the direction you think you need to head next, or do you have a desire to return to the oasis before you do so?
Well, in the movies, they
Um,
usually regroup before they take on the big bad, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a
I
lot
Yeah,
of
but
think
it's
merits
when
to
they're
that argument.
I don't-
regrouping that the big bad shows up.
Yeah,
True.
I think I think that
I think we should all go
we're
back to the
okay if we
helicarrier.
just go.
Back to the chopper.
No, I think we'd be okay if we do our regrouping here, because all of the people that I think we need to coordinate with are, I mean, it's just us. We need to collect ourselves and our gear and our camels.
And
then-
can the genie, can the little guy with the one question, can he leave the area? I know a lot of these things, they're kind of bound to the zone. We can't necessarily take that guy with us, can we? We might have to ask our one
Oh.
question before we leave.
He could, if he was, when he was out of his container, he could not leave I think the room or the section, but I thought he went back into his container and we took the container
Yeah, it
with us.
was fine once he was in the lamp.
But how are we gonna let him out of the lamp if he can't be out of the area?
He couldn't willingly leave the room unless he was in the lamp. So he already left the room. Should be fine. I don't know.
Okay.
We will fucking find out though.
We will discover that. I mean, if we want to be really careful, then we could take his lamp back down and ask our question and then leave, or we could just leave him
I
in
got a
his
great
lamp
idea.
and take the lamp with us.
Ask,
might-
I just take the lamp
we
with
wish for a deck of many things.
I believe his
Everybody
agreement
have
was
a
to
call.
provide you with information, not give you a wish.
My bad.
Yeah.
Technically, the deck of many things would impart information.
Yes.
Oh. Like we were heads at.
One thing I would point out is that with the dome removed, the city exposed, even though it is, still like 2 o'clock in the morning and the sun is not out, it is very apparent that you need to be grateful for Redreth's hut. There is no way you guys
Yes.
would be able to achieve a effective long rest in this environment without that hut.
Okay.
Yep, we definitely need to pop open the hut and climb inside and gather the camels and just regroup there.
Mhm.
A good question for that genie could be, which way do we go to get to the, I don't know if we have any sense of direction.
Where's
to
the
where
final
first
star
city
jump?
is. Yeah. We might need him to know which way is the final direction.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Anyway, food for thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, great session. We accomplished a hell of a lot more today than we did last time. Thank you everyone for making it. I always get worried about whether, when we have a day where we have a couple of people missing for whatever reason, I always worry that we're losing momentum. So I really appreciate that everyone was able to join today. Thank you very much.
I think the biggest killer for momentum is our own indecision on what we're going to do.
For sure.
But you guys do work together very well as a team, coming up with a consensus. Even though you expect that each of you are going to have different preferences, you all come up with a group decision that works. That hasn't gotten you all killed yet.
Yeah.
Or even one of you killed, for that matter.
Yet.
I'm close at the moment.
All I'm going to say is I'm glad that the cat is the brains of the operation. I'm joking.
Well, all right.
Perfect.
All right. Catch you guys later. I got
Yep.
a boogie.
All right.
Take it easy,
All right, you
everybody.
take care,
See you in
Have a
yourself.
2
great 2
weeks.
weeks. See you all in June. Take care,
Right up.
everyone.
Very good.